and welcome back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Jennifer. Here's my lovely co-host Jackson. He makes an appearance in most videos and is very needy throughout all of them. Today I'm going to be sharing my 2021 intentions with you all. I know it's already halfway through January, but life gets busy, So a few of these are quote-unquote goals. I struggle using the word goal because I just feel like a lot of times the goals that we make are really unattainable and end up making us feel like failures 2 weeks into the year. So in my previous experiences, I've made goals that are journal every day and work out 3 times a week or whatever it may be. It's obviously different for everybody, but I've never been very good at making SMART goals, which is how they suggest that you make them so that they're actually attainable. So instead, this year I'm making intentions, which are things that I hope to do. I have no pressure on myself to do. I don't feel like I've failed if I don't do them. And they're just things that I want to try to do to better this year, better my life, better myself. So that's that. Obviously, all goals are individualized and yours may look completely different than mine. I'm just sharing mine. I've watched a few of these videos and gotten some actually really good ideas from them. So I enjoy watching them. So I just figured I would make one for what I've come up with so far. I also like calling them intentions because I can add to them whenever I want. So I added 2 today actually. And so it doesn't have to be starting January 1st, this is what I have to do. And they're much more long-term goals. I don't know. Anyway, let's just start and then things will probably make more sense. So my first intention is to read a book a week. When I wrote it down, I wrote in parentheses 50 books a year, for the year. I am a very fast reader. So yesterday I read a book that was 340 pages and went to work in the same day. So I read very quickly, especially if I'm into a book. So there are just so many books that I want to read. Looking at my screen time is just not good. And I know that there are much better ways I could be spending that time, like reading. It is something that actually works my brain and that I enjoy probably more than scrolling on social media. Social media just sometimes is more convenient. I also think a lot of what I struggle with is I will be on my phone, on a game, or on social media while I watch TV, which is also just awful. I really need to work on my ability to do one thing at a time instead of multitask, but that's another thing for another day. I am just trying to read at least 1 book a week, 50 books in the year. I am pretty sure I'll link my Goodreads account down below. We are 3 weeks into January and I think that I've read 6 books, if I'm not incorrect. So off to a good start. I feel like it was just good to have at least 1 book a week to encourage me. If at the end of the week I'm oh, I haven't finished this book or I haven't read this week or whatever, to encourage me to pick up a book instead of watch another TV show, just because it's more beneficial and I enjoy it and it's fun. So that's something I wanted to do for me. So that is my first intention. Another intention that I want to set is to apply and start grad school. I really want to get my master's in education. I think that I am going to do that at my school that I went to for undergrad. I'm not 100% sure. I need to look into programs. I need to talk to people that would be my references. I need to do some stuff for that. So soon I want to start making a list, maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend, making a list of all of the things that I need to do in order to apply. And then hopefully once I get accepted, beginning that process. So I'm excited for that. I loved school. I loved learning about how to be a better educator. I am so excited to have a classroom and I just want to continue learning as long as I can. And I am privileged enough to be able to go to grad school and afford that. So that is something I also want to do this year. Another just small one is posting on YouTube once a week. Again, the first week in January, I don't believe I got a video up, but I didn't feel like a failure. It's just something that I'm striving towards, you know? It's not like I have a huge following relying on me, but just to keep myself accountable, and because it's something I enjoy, I want to make time to have at least one video go up every week. And also, kind of to make up for that, I had 2 go up the next week, so does that count? I don't know, but I'm trying for 1 video a week for right now. One thing that I want to try to do is call my grandparents more often. I did write down bi-weekly because it is helpful for me. If I say call them more, it just doesn't really help. Like, it doesn't keep me accountable. I'm like, okay, so if I call them once every 2 months, it's more or whatever. And so I just want to check on them more often. Their relationships mean a lot to me, and I think that it is more my responsibility to, you know, make the effort to call. I'm the one that's busy. They're all retired and at home all day, so it's not like I have an excuse to be like, oh, they were out, like they're probably too busy. So that's just something I want to do. I think especially after losing my grandmother last year, I realized how important those relationships are to me and how much I want to keep making memories and keep getting closer to them so that I don't regret anything. And it's just, you know, it's something I've wanted to do and haven't made the time to do because of school and work and everything. And now that I have the time, I want to make the effort to call them more. Another one that I know is going to be super difficult is taking 1 rest day every week. So we're slowly getting into this. I don't believe I have yet to do this in January so far, but I've gotten much closer than I used to. I used to work Monday through Friday and then schedule a babysitting job for Saturday, schedule something for Sunday, and I just felt like I never had time to breathe. I never had a day where people weren't relying on me or something wasn't taking my attention, and I realized in the past semester that I don't spend much time on myself or resting or doing nothing. Usually, even when I'm by myself, I am editing a video or I'm working towards something or like applying to grad school. It's not a bad thing, but I just want to have 1 day a week where I just spend time with myself, watch TV, hang out, do nothing that is responsible. And I know that this is not, I should probably make it a smaller goal than once a week, but sometimes this day might be a day that I work. So all morning I give to myself, go to work, come home and give it to myself. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a full 24 hours that I'm not responsible or doing anything. I just in general want to rest more. I think that my mind is always going and it makes me nervous or anxious when I don't have anything to do because I feel like I am letting someone down or forgetting something or messing something up, and I just don't want to have that mindset all the time. I want to have time to breathe and chill and hang out and not feel guilty. So another intention I have actually will help me with reading, and it is to have downtime set on my phone from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., which may seem dramatic to some, and it doesn't mean I don't pay attention to my phone at all. It will shut down my apps at 8. I can, of course, like ignore it for a minute or 15 minutes or whatever if need be. It's not like I fail if I'm like one night I'm gonna watch a YouTube video at 9:30. That's not really what I mean. The reason that I don't like to use the word goal is because I don't think I'm as strict on myself as a goal is intended to be. So I have an intention to have downtime from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. But I also am just kind of giving myself permission to like set my phone down and not be on it, and encourage myself to do something else, to relax, to just watch a TV show and not also be on my phone, to read a book. It's like once it shuts off, I'm like, okay, it's like some me time now. I don't have to be in the hustle and bustle of the world all the time. I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it is beneficial to me or my mental health. So I think it'll be really good to implement that. Yeah, and that might not work for everybody. You may need to check emails as soon as you wake up. So maybe you set your downtime till 6 a.m. and then when you wake up, you check emails. Again, this is not like you should do this, but I do find that setting downtime encourages me to do other things in the hours of 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. when my phone is like kind of shut off. So really enjoy that. Next intention is to be more aware of things happening in the world. I know that I am very privileged to not have to see and hear and feel the pain of what goes on every single day. So I'm aware that my choice one day to not listen to a political podcast or watch the news or read the newspaper or whatever it may be is a huge privilege. It's not like I wake up and have to live it. So I can choose, oh, today, like, I can't handle it. But I do want to find a balance of taking care of myself and my mental health and also like understanding what's going on and doing some more work. There are a few podcasts that I want to start listening to. An NPR podcast. I want to listen to What a Day, which I've talked about before. It's such a good podcast, such a good breakdown of just things that are happening, and it's every single day, Monday through Friday, which is really nice. I will drop some of the other podcasts that I have been like kind of dabbling into, wanting to look at, and you can let me know if you have listened to any of them, if you like any of them, some suggestions. I'm open to any and all suggestions. So far with my books, I have been reading mostly like psycho thrillers and stuff, but I do want to transition into reading some that are also like educational books, self-help books, different kinds of things, because I do want the reading to also be intentional and helpful. I just know that I am not aware of enough things going on, so I have followed a few Instagrams that are very helpful on like news updates and different things. I just want to be more involved and more aware, so that is one of my biggest intentions. I don't want to keep shying away from issues or pretending like I don't need to know about them or whatever it may be. So I'm definitely going to try to work on that. Any other suggestions are more than welcome down in the comments. Just be kind. Another not little goal, but is to have a weekly budget. So I did create a budget that has all of my bills, the dates that they come out, my paydays, everything is color coded. And if you're interested in that, I could show you one day. I can make a video and like screen record my budget. For now, I am just I'm trying at the end of every day to write down what my charges were for the day and then look at it like on a Saturday or a Sunday and break down how much I spent, what I spent it on, and then use that to be more mindful the next week. And so far, it's been pretty helpful. I had a lot of extra bills this month with switching our apartments, so it's been a little more difficult, but I do want to just be more aware of that, because sometimes I like look at my bank account and I'm like, where did it all go? You know, you ever get paid and then a few days later you're like, what did I even spend? Like, I have nothing to show for all of this. So I do want to get better at that. I want to get better at paying off my credit card monthly, regardless of how much is on it. Like, even if it's $52, like, I want to pay it off every single month just so that I can stay on top of it and it doesn't keep building up. And also so that if in case of emergency I need to use it, it is open and free to use. And so the last things I'm going to talk about are health related, but I wanted to put them last, and I wanted to add a trigger warning for eating disorders, and just if it is triggering to you to talk about food and calories and working out and all of those things, you may want to exit out of this video. I am not dieting. I am talking more about intuitive eating and just listening to your body. But if that is something that you may not want to listen to, I am not offended if you click off now. So my intentions around my health are to find a workout or a way of moving my body that I actually enjoy. I do not look forward to the gym. I do not like get fanny flutters or anything like that when I think about the gym. And I know that some people do. Some people love weights. Some people love, you know, going and getting on the elliptical or whatever it may be. Some people love it, and I think that's great. It's just not my cup of tea necessarily. And I've tried a few things. I've tried HIIT workouts, and they made me feel like I was dying. And I was like, I don't want to do this. So I want to try a few things out. I want to try a bike class. I never have. Something like SoulCycle. I'm not really sure. I need to look more into how places are doing that safely with COVID. I've thought about trying something like Orange Theory, you know, things that I've just never tried that I may really enjoy and may be good for me. I want to move my body, but I want to enjoy it. So as of right now, I just take Jax on walks because I love walks, especially when it's a pretty day like today. We're gonna go on a walk after I film this video. I don't want to be miserable, and I've seen so many people say, you know, when people are like, how do you keep motivation? They're like, I don't. Some days I really don't want to go and I'm just so tired and blah, blah, but I just force myself to go. And that's just not it for me. You know, I feel like if I woke up and I really didn't want to do something, I would just be like, okay, maybe I'm not going to do that today. Maybe my body's tired. Maybe my legs hurt too much for me to want to go today. So maybe I'll go on a walk. Maybe I'll just sit on the couch. Both are equally so okay. And so I'm not gonna say I want to find a workout I like and I'm gonna do it every single day forever or anything like that. I tried 12-3-30 and I've done it on and off for a few days. I don't dislike it. It feels good to like go into the gym and get something done and then be done. It's very quick, but I still want to keep trying new things. So I just want to explore exercise this year instead of feeling a pressure to do a certain exercise or have a certain amount of days I exercise or anything like that. The pressure around it being gone and me just kind of like exploring. So that is in terms of exercise. In terms of food, I want to start using intuitive eating, which if you haven't heard is basically just listening to your body and eating what your body wants. And the first time me and my therapist talked about this, I was like, you're crazy. Like, I can't just eat what I want. That is so awful. And she was like, why? Says who? Says the dieting industry? Says all these people trying to sell you products? You know, like it's not healthy. None of it is. The only thing that matters is feeding yourself. Getting food. Food is good, always. And so I am trying to just listen to my body. If I crave a salad, I have a salad. If I crave a cookie after dinner, I eat a cookie after dinner. So far, I have not blown up like a balloon or disintegrated into nothing, which is, you know, sometimes how it feels. I've struggled with dieting and disordered eating for many years. So it's been really hard. It's really hard to see all of the magazines and the models and all of these things that society has decided is what we should look like, but it doesn't make it right. Anyway, I want to make a whole video on all of that. Let me know if you'd be interested about my struggles with disordered eating, my struggles with the diet industry, all of the diets that I've tried, just like my whole journey with that. But basically this year, I just want to stop putting so much pressure around food. Like sometimes I would used to cry when I would think about eating because I'm like, what am I going to eat? Is it good enough? Is it bad? Am I going to gain weight? It was just always such a horrible thing. And food is good. Food is nutritious. Food is how we survive. So I don't want it to be something that I dread talking about or doing or looking at. It's definitely work. It's not like I just jump in and I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. So I think that is going to be the end of this video. Those were most of my intentions. I had a few that were a little more personal that I will not share. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Comment your intentions or goals down below. However you do it, I think is fine. Whatever you call it, however you want to do it. I'm not going to tell you that goal setting is wrong. I'm not going to tell you that doing nothing is wrong. It doesn't matter. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Again, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see throughout the year, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.